was quite good in Inglourious Bastards. That 5 seconds he was in that movie.
He was in Inglourious
He
Bastards?
was. If you recall, when they got Michael Fassbender,
Yeah.
they had that meeting, that first meeting, where they said,
Oh, he was that-
explain
right.
the operation.
Yeah.
He was that dude.
Oh, yeah.
And you never guess it, right?
No, I do remember. I'm like, is that Mike Myers? Like, what is he doing in this movie? Inglourious Bastards is an amazing movie. It's my
So
favorite.
good. Everybody is top notch in that.
Yeah, it's my
Favorite Tarantino?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. It's a good choice, actually. It's a brave choice, too, because almost everyone says Pulp Fiction, so it's nice to hear not Pulp Fiction.
I'm not saying that Pulp Fiction isn't a good movie. I love that movie.
That's hilarious.
But I felt like Inglourious Bastards, everyone turned in a better performance. Because, and now, I granted, this is, I feel like, here's the problem with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
He latched on to something in Pulp Fiction, that's just how he acts now.
Yeah, exactly.
He has become that character. Have you ever seen him act anything else but Pulp Fiction
Style?
Since Pulp Fiction?
Not really, no.
And he's been in a lot of stuff too, and everywhere he goes, he acts like Pulp Fiction. Now, I like Samuel L. Jackson; he's a cool dude, but I don't, except for Mace Windu. Mace Windu is the only one I can think of.
Well, that's the thing. That's what started. A lot of people look back at that movie and say it's Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson. That's the movie that started it.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious, like, at that time.
Yeah. And now everyone's like, please act differently.
Yeah, exactly.
We're begging.
Yeah. I will say this: he has aged very well.
Oh god, yeah,
unbelievable.
And
really.
he's a good actor too, because I've seen him in stuff, and he's good.
Yeah, he is
good.
Yeah.
I feel like he phones in a lot, but whatever.
And it's nice to see John Travolta in something like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I generally do enjoy John Travolta.
He's not bad.
Yeah,
he's not as bad as like you would think he is.
Everyone gives him a hard time. Like, no, he's been in a lot of good things.
He's satisfactory, and he was quite good in that movie. Everything about Pulp Fiction is awesome. Actually, did
you know he was the villain in Madagascar 2?
No, I didn't.
Which is interesting because I'm like, because I'm listening to him like, oh, the villain's kind of average. And I'm like, wait, hang on, that's holy crap! Like that's good voice acting. How those guys' voice is good. He's also the villain in something else, but we're not gonna talk about him.
Oh, we should also say that I think speaking about, we brought up at one point How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
I just want to say Jerry Baruchel's awesome voice acting in that. It's unbelievable because he has a voice. He has such a voice, an interesting Canadian voice.
It's very kind of like just like croaky.
It's weird because I think he has that like Canadian accent thing that like Michael Hogan has in Battlestar.
Yeah.
Get everyone to the brig.
Yeah.
It's awesome. He needs to voice act things.
He has.
What?
He's in Mass Effect.
He is?
Yeah, he's
Who is he?
He's Captain and Commander Bailey in Mass Effect.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that dude.
And I think he's in other stuff too. But anyway, you know what else I want to talk about with Pixar?
What?
Their shorts. Have you seen any of their shorts?
Name some shorts, and I'll tell you if I've seen them.
At the beginning of Toy Story, they had the one with the lamp. Do you remember that? It was like the turkey neck lamp.
Maybe a long time ago. I hadn't seen it in a while.
Pixar started out by doing shorts. That's what they did. They were pitching. They were like, okay, we got this new form of doing movies called animation. We're gonna do a couple of shorts, and hopefully somebody will see us and it's like, hey, we want you to do a feature length movie. And so that's what they did. They've done a bunch of shorts. Their shorts are almost better than their movies because, like, they did one short called La Luna, and La Luna it's 5-minute short and it's breathtaking because what it is, it's a young boy, no more than like 6 or 7 years old. His father and his grandfather are out in this boat, and they're sailing across this very calm ocean, and suddenly they stop and they put a ladder up. And they climb the ladder, and the ladder allows them to climb to the moon. And when they get to the moon, they have to sweep the moon, so that because on the moon there's a bunch of like glowing stars, and they have to sweep the moon to turn it from a full moon into a crescent moon. And I'm like,
right, yeah,
that's really creative. Like, I'm doing a terrible job of describing it, but do watch it because the atmosphere and the music, and there's no voice acting at all. It's none of their shorts have voice acting,
right?
At least I don't think. But it's just so magical and so full of like wonder and heart, and it's just amazing short. Absolutely love it. Like, please do check out La Luna. It's so good.
They're sort of, I don't know, Pixar reminds me of sort of like, I hate to make this comparison, but they're sort of almost the the Insomniac games of the movie creating world. You know, because I forget their bad ones much more easily. You know, I remember their good ones oftentimes, right? And it's easy for me to forget, you know, partially because I haven't seen Cars 2. But it's easy for me to forget the weaker of their films. Just like it's easy for me to forget, you know, those games Insomniac made that weren't Ratchet and Clank and Resistance.
Yeah.
Which is, in Spyro. Which is, you know, it's nice. It's something, you know, to be commended if you can forgive mistakes. Like this year's E3, right?
Yeah.
You know, Sony had a great conference. But there's a lot of things, you know, that people might not like so much about the Sony thing, right? The pay for online, for instance.
Yeah.
But everyone forgot about that.
Because they had so many good games.
Exactly. Which, you know, it's, they're to be commended for that. Much more consistent. And this is the thing, DreamWorks, on the other hand, DreamWorks makes some good movies. You know, no doubt about it.
Oh, I love DreamWorks.
Activision makes some good games.
Well, they publish some good games.
Well, yeah, as it turns out, they publish some good games, but
I think a better person to say there would be BioShock does some good games, but they've also done some bad games. But I forget about Dragon's Age and Dragon's Age 2 because Mass Effect is so good.
Right? Yeah. Well, exactly. But the problem is that DreamWorks releases so much, right? Pixar hasn't released close to the amount of titles that DreamWorks has released.
Yeah.
You know, they sort of do that thing. We've commended game companies in the past for sort of staying calm and not releasing sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel and doing that thing.
Yeah.
DreamWorks is much less able to restrain themselves when it comes to making movies, which is a shame.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm interested to see how DreamWorks does in the future because guaranteed this. I really, really hope they do, but you know that DreamWorks is going to fall off eventually. They can't keep making good movie after good movie, at least because if time has taught us anything, is that nothing lasts forever. You know what I mean? And so
exactly.
I honestly don't think that they'll be able to make good movie after good movie after good movie, but I hope it keeps going. I hope that we're not seeing the beginning of the end of Pixar.
Exactly, yeah. No, just quick, just to clue up, what is your favorite Pixar movie?
WALL-E.
WALL-E. Oh, yeah, I sort of knew the answer to that,
But if you want a movie because honestly, WALL-E is like, I love Star Wars. WALL-E is like up there with Star Wars. Like that is high. You don't understand how high praise that is. Like that. Like not only do I think WALL-E is one of the best kids movies of all time, I think it's one of the better movies ever made. It's such a perfect cinematic experience from a writing standpoint. Brilliant movie just because there is no... They tell a story. They tell a complete story. They get across emotions and they get across complex feelings and motivations through very little dialogue. It's mostly through music and through facial expressions of two beings who don't really who have no faces. It's amazing. Brilliant. Why people aren't like shouting like they should be holding this movie up as an example. It's like this is how you tell stories. This is how you tell stories and how you get across emotion and feeling is by this. Look at this. Copy this.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. But if I had to pick another movie besides WALL-E, it would have to be a four-way tie between Up, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc. because I love Monsters Inc. and Toy Story 2. Which I like Toy Story 2 the best out of all of the Toy Stories, for, you know, just because because Toy Story 1 I didn't like the whole lie revealed storyline, and Toy Story 1 I didn't like the whole lie revealed storyline, and Toy Story 3 made me cry, so that's a negative. Right, I'm not kidding. I wept openly in the theater for Toy Story 3.
I'm told that was not actually an uncommon experience.
No. I went with my friend, my good friend Kiana, and Kiana was kind of sniffling in the theater, and I was open bawling. Like I bit down on my finger harder than I ever had before, just to try and keep from sobbing because the ending is so sad, like to the point where you only put it this way, I didn't weep as hard during Schindler's List.
Oh, okay, yeah, and that is a sad movie.
That is an incredibly depressing and sad movie.
It's also a well-done movie.
Yeah. I think the reason I cried at Toy Story 3 was because it was an ending, you know what I mean? And I hate endings. I understand the need for endings, and I want endings. I just hate them because I hate things ending.
I think the saddest moment for me in history, in terms of like entertainment, cinematic history.
Yeah.
Not, and it wasn't a movie; it was a TV show. Honestly, season 4 finale of Angel.
Yeah.
That was a tearful one. That was sad. But they came back for a 5th season.
I know you haven't seen all the